Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News. And in the words of Kermit the Frog, it ain't easy being green. I'm referring to my shirt and to generally living in this society, in this capitalist paradigm, and trying to be green. It is easier for some than others, but I know some of you are making a good go of it, and I applaud you. I commend you. I love to hear your stories of how you are living off grid, how you are planning on surviving some kind of collapse, how you are countering the dominant paradigm with your own healthy, holistic paradigm. So thank you for that. I need to mention very, very sad news. One of our longtime constant followers, PK Saenz, passed away. So just letting you all know, it's upsetting news. She was a very welcome and adored voice on this channel, and everybody knew who she was. And she, we had our disagreements and our agreements, but she was always very cordial, very respectful, and and I enjoyed her commentary very much. She was also extremely funny, and part of a lot of like the jovial banter that we get going in the comments. So just wanted to give a mention in a moment to PK, and we are all very, very sorry to see her go. I'm going to read some comments. Had some English for you right there. Had some comments piling up that I wanted to read. These maybe this may take up the better portion of this video, but read them I will. First one I wanted to read is from Earth Anarchist, who has lately been, excuse me, a pretty constant follower of the channel. She comes in and she steps away sometimes, and there are a few followers who do that for their own mental health and well-being, and I totally support whatever it is you have to do in order to cope and to survive this information. Sometimes the best thing to do is just get away from the information because you can. So it's okay if that's what you need to do for a moment. Step back. So her comment is, I'm getting really frustrated. This is not a normal rant. This is a goodbye rant. It's going to be long, but I hope you read it. Thank you all for this channel. It has been my lifeline these past few months when I was feeling overwhelmed with how desperate things are. Thank you to the host, Kevin, for all your hard work and insight. Thank you to all the commenters for adding your insight, and just for the fact that you care enough to discuss the tragedy that is happening to the planet we live on. Also to those who have been working so long in so many real ways beyond the internet world, thank you. Here's my rant. I see people who know about climate change but are in denial about how bad it really is, so they do nothing. I see people who refuse to believe that climate change is real because they are scared, so they do nothing. I see people who know about climate change but think it's too late, so they give up. Maybe they would rather sit at home and masturbate to another Guy McPherson video. If I have to hear someone use the meme hopium again, I think I might vomit. That was me vomiting in my mouth. No, I'm kidding. The next part is hard to share because I feel like I need to protect it from negative energy, but I think it's important because it is analogous to what is happening to the planet. My mom has bravely fought the cancer that took her right temporal lobe 2 years ago. She has given every ounce of fight in her and keeps generating more. The week after her surgery, her own immune system attacked the axonal nerves in her entire body. The tests show that there was no conduction between her nerve endings and her brain. They all burned away. She was locked in. They had to put her put gel on her eyeballs so they would not desiccate into raisins. There were tubes and machines controlling the functions of her entire body. A machine pushed air in and out of her lungs as we watched and wept at her bedside. They told us it was hopeless. The panel of doctors that were in charge of her care said she would not leave the hospital alive. They said she would not get well enough to receive the cancer treatment in time. They said she might not be able to breathe on her own again. Her ever walking again was completely out of the realm of possibility. My father and I told them she would live. They looked at us with pity, thinking we were in denial of the truth. Against all odds, today she is home with her family. She is thriving and loving life. The doctors are amazed and bewildered. She is an example that the impossible can be achieved if there is hope. We protected her from the negative ideas that would have made her give up. I banned the 2 world-renowned specialists that are in charge of her care from seeing or speaking to her because they were going to tell her she should expect the worst. I helped set the stage for her to heal herself alongside my father. I've been fighting for my entire life. I've been caring for the earth from a very young age. In my journal, when I was 10, I stated that I thought I had too many material things, so I started to give them away. My dream was to have an organic farm when I grew up. I'm not a special person because of this. I was incredibly lucky. I had many amazing people that influenced me. I simply want to make the point that I haven't given up after all these years. No one individual can completely understand such a complex system as the human body, let alone the entire planet. My mom's survival is a miracle. The fact that our universe has just the right conditions to sustain life is a miracle. The fact that the particles of a giant explosion of energy that came from nothing turned into living matter here on our tiny planet is a miracle. Miracles are in fact a reality. We should expect them to happen. We have to set the stage for a miracle on this planet, which is now on life support. I still watch this channel, but I can no longer contribute to the debate if it includes giving up in despair. It takes too much energy and I have stuff to do. If there is life, there is hope. I won't give up on our planet or any of its inhabitants, no matter how dire the circumstances. I love you all. Thank you for your kinship this past little while. Please take care of yourselves and leave at least a little room for hope. Fare thee well. I'm in total agreement. I mean, I think, you know, that miracles are possible. And you know, as much as people get into the idea of like, it's done, we're through, we're finished, just enjoy yourself. I am not one of those people. My stance is that things are very, very bad and there are still things to be done. There's, you know, regardless of whether it's futile or not. And if by some chance we have a window of possibility or some kind of miraculous, like, negative feedback that gives us a little more time, if we weren't taking the steps toward correcting our mistakes, then surely we would miss that window and we would lose that opportunity. So by trying and doing and hoping, that is the only way which we create a situation in which we can have a miracle happen. Does that make sense? Thank you. There's actually a good video. I'm going to see if I can find it. I watched it a long time ago, but it's, you know, it was just basically somebody talking about climate change, and he had 4 panels, and he said, you know, do some, you know, it was like, don't do anything. You know, climate change isn't that bad. Don't do anything. Climate change isn't that bad. Do something. Climate change, you know, is really, really bad. I'm messing up the graph. Climate change is really, really bad. Don't do something and then do something, whatever. I totally screwed that up. But if I can find the video, I'll show it to you. But the thing, the point I'm trying to make is what his graph showed was like, not doing something is the worst possible thing you could do, because whether it's bad or not real, or, you know, we're doing something about it is a positive step in the right direction. It is a positive step in helping the planet, helping people, helping animals, helping the entire biosphere survive. So not doing something is actually not an option. Doing something, even if climate change isn't that bad, or if you think we have until 2050 or 2100 or whatever, is the only thing to do. Because what if we, you know, if we don't do something and we let it all fall to pieces anyways, that's on us. That's our bad. That's our responsibility. So we take responsibility for the destruction we've already committed, and we take responsibility for cleaning up and fixing the destruction we already committed. And already this video is at 10 minutes, so I don't even know if I'm going to maybe get these last two comments and wrap it up and move on to another one. This next one is from Truth Warriors. Any ism isn't going to work at this point, and good luck selling it. Even if you got Bernie Sanders, you'll get a watered down version of what you hoped. Not only that, but socialism, communism's other function is to bring up the living standard of the people that were functioning at the middle class level under the previous ism. How is that going to curb consumption? And based on what I'm seeing in my own city this week, drought and polluted air alerts, unheard of for a city of 200,000, the closure of salmon fishing, the setback of crab season, the fires in California, floods in Kuwait, yes, Kuwait. To think that we can wait 2 years for some half-assed attempt at socialism and actually get it, only leading to questionable ends, seems silly. It's like if you were on a sinking boat and the solution was to make it to shore, find a hardware store, sail back out to sea to the very same spot you were spraying the leak, then fix it. It is that absurd. Go watch the movie Network, the scene where Arthur Jensen explains how how there is no difference between capitalism and communism. My fellow progressives argue that the greedy Arthur was wrong. A total dick, yes, but right he was. Like my uncle said, the only difference between capitalism's CEOs and bankers and the bureaucrats and politicians is where their offices are located. Power corrupts no matter what. Ism you back. By the time you get all that corruption hammered out, we will all be boiled eggs. I'm not really proposing communism as it stands, and the communism that we're aware of on this planet is basically totalitarianism slash communism, and then we have democratic socialism, which was democracy slash socialism. And yes, all of those things, we need a totally different style of communism. I think that there are many ways to go about it. You could have agricultural communism. You would have decentralized communism. You'd have, there are multiple possibilities. What we don't want is authoritative, jerks at the top, power-hungry jerks at the top, which is what we have in this country and what we have in Russia and what we have in China and what we have, et cetera, et cetera. There are many, many roads to nirvana. So it's down to us as individuals now, and that's not hyperbole. I myself have ceased driving. Good on you. I'm working on making soylent type meals for 1 meal a day, and I'm staring down the barrel of having to till 2+ acres of land for another garden next spring. With an electric rototiller and hand tools, as well as using a solar pump for irrigation. I'm not virtue signaling. I just don't want to be a hypocrite expecting a politician to work magic with their platitudes. We are far beyond that. I do like the channel, but I have to voice what I think is reality. Once the Cal fires subside and the trolls feel safe to attack again, we will be back to our old internet arguments until the power goes out and the fridge becomes empty. There is no comfort zone anymore. By the way, I have acreage, as do my neighbors, that are also on board with this, not accepting takers right at the moment, but we may be able to set up small commune type communities. The only requirement is that you contribute, work hard, no BS chaos. Just throwing it out there. That's awesome, Truth Warrior. Thank you for doing your part, and thank you for striking out on the path of living in a different manner and being a model for other people, and possibly maybe a safe haven for those that may need it. We need, it can't all be top down. It can't all be bottom up. We need a combination of both. We're going to have to do it. That's the only way it's going to work. Individual people are not going to fix climate change, because we can all jump off the grid, but the grid going down is still going to destroy a lot of stuff. Somebody needs to control what happens in a guided, thoughtful way. Because we're not going to get down this mountain by going it alone. We need guides, and we're going to need a communal on a local level and a communal on a national level type solution to this. That's just my thoughts. Lastly, from Owl Nation Legal, Alexandria in 2024, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yahoo! She has some great ideas, but you don't have 12 years or even 6 by the time she runs for the White House. An ice-free Arctic in 2019 or 2020 ensures an abrupt spike in temperatures, crop losses, famine, civil unrest, and collapse. Then extinction in well under 5 years due to 1,600 nuclear facilities failing catastrophically due to shortages in high-tech labor and specialized components. Plus, plankton biomass is down 50%. Our primary oxygen machine is broken, and our backup, the Amazon, is being destroyed by Brazil's new president. You have months, not years, and instead of complaining or protesting, form grand juries and prosecute politicians who show evidence of corruption, ignorance, or the slightest unwillingness to move at the speed required to avert extinction. ParisPlans.org has a list of accelerated community-driven solutions. You don't have until 2035 or even 2025. By 2021, we are roasted and toasted, then broiled alive. It's simply latency, a latency heat equation that guarantees loss of cooling across the northern hemisphere, as well as loss of reflective albedo, combined with the rapid rise in Arctic methane emissions already taking place. You can do this if you're willing not to just protest, but prosecute and replace corrupt and inept politicians. This isn't a kid gloves boxing match. You're fighting for your lives. Stand up, get pissed, and prosecute. Justice Antonin Scalia, writing for the majority, confirmed that the American grand jury is neither part of the judicial, executive, or legislative branches of the government, but instead belongs to the people. It is, in effect, a fourth branch of government governed and administered to directly by and on behalf of the American people, and its authority emanates from the Bill of Rights. See United States versus Williams. All right, thank you all. That was something to look into, definitely. Grand juries, how and when, how, and where, and how would that we would go about doing that and bringing those prosecutions to light. I don't know, but I'm interested. Thank you all for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. Thank you for your contributions to this channel. Thank you for your comments and your participation. I appreciate it always. I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I'm fortunate to have the viewers and the followers and the intelligent people that I do around me on this channel, and I really appreciate it each and every day. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.